Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thank you so much for joining us again. We're so excited to be back.
We are always so excited to be back. And I don't know, Susan, what people are doing, but if they're not following this podcast, you need to. You need to never miss an episode. All you have to do is search for Bachelor.
Important to follow the podcast because you're going to get notified every time we put out a new episode. And while you're there, you can leave us a review or send in a question. We'd be happy to talk about it.
And please check out all of our past episodes. We've just had so many incredible guests that I know you'll want to listen to those episodes. And we've been having fun answering your questions. So please keep those coming. All you have to do is go to bachelornation.com/golden hour, and we will be happy to answer your questions. We have some great questions to get to today, too.
But first, we want to introduce our very, very special guest, and she's so special to me, Bachelor Nation star and longtime fan favorite, Demi Burnett. Hi, Demi. Thank you so much for joining us today. I love you.
I love you. I'm so happy I'm here. I miss you.
I miss you too. We just did a little show.
Hi, Demi.
My partner in crime.
You are as gorgeous and adorable as Susan said you are. She said she looks just like Barbie, and I have to say you do.
Thank you.
You got to see her. She's this big, Kath. This big. Everything she puts on her body works, no matter what it is. I mean, it's just adorable.
And she's got fabulous hair. Can I just, before we get into conversation with Demi, for those of you who don't know her, she's adorable. And she has the most incredible head of hair. And I do think, except for you and I, Susan, the prerequisite to being a member of Bachelor Nation is to have incredible hair.
It's the secret to life. Like,
I guess my life is over.
I'm sorry. I don't mean that.
No, I fixed Kathy's hair.
It really doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're just confident and you work with what you got. But for me, like, I ruined my hair at one point and it all fried off. And once it grew back, I was very appreciative of like taking care of my hair and making sure it like stayed healthy because I felt like it really changed my life. But again, like my hair it was fried off and disgusting and bleached. So like it really changed my look a bit. Like, you know?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, you're back full force because it's gorgeous now.
Thank you. It's really all about just not bleaching it. You put bleach in your hair, you ruin it. I used to get it highlighted once a year. Now I don't even highlight it at all. I cut almost all the blonde out of my bangs.
It's still blonde. You look great.
I know. It's all good. Anyway, enough about my hair.
So I have a quick question for you. You know, we all just celebrated Pride Month, right? Mm-hmm. So what does Pride mean to you? And what has Bachelor Nation support meant to you over the years?
Oh, my goodness. Bachelor Nation support, it's the biggest thing that it's the main reason that I could come out. Like they supported me so much that it bled into my personal life to where like people who normally would not have accepted that saw the support from Bachelor Nation and got on board.
That's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Bachelor Nation was like a crucial role in Bachelor Nation fandom was like a crucial role in the support that I needed to like come out and to feel safe and doing it in such a public way too, because like I did not feel safe enough to tell people privately.
Demi, when did you come out? I'm sorry. When did you come out?
On Bachelor in Paradise.
That's right.
In 20, I don't even know when that was, 2019.
Yeah.
And where are we today?
I mean, I'm just alone.
That's what I thought.
Join the club.
I said when I asked her, what about the boyfriends, girlfriends, anything? She goes, no, I don't date.
No,
you don't date at all?
No. All it is trouble. It's frustrating and it's just toys with your emotions. Nobody's really ready right now to date me. I mean, like I wasn't ready to date for a long time. And now I feel like people are not ready to date me because I don't know. I love my life as it is. Like I love what I do. Like I love how I'm able to just be myself wholeheartedly. And like all I would want is somebody who's going to add some kind of benefit to that, you know, not to ever take anything away from it.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
Yeah. Well, you sound like someone who really is a lot older than your years, because people say, oh, I just want a man to complete me. And the truth is you want to be a complete person yourself, which you seem to be, and then have the guy that just compliments you, or the girl that compliments you.
We
Whatever.
all want that, right?
Right.
You have
Yeah,
to be
and I mean,
true to
don't
yourself.
get me wrong. There is this deep desire inside of me that is secretly like, I just want someone to come and just take care of me and fix all my problems, and like then I'll feel complete once I have
And
a partner.
feed
Like
you.
finally, that is exactly what I need.
Did you say
Demi.
feed? Oh, Demi, I
just
think
need
you and I
someone-
are related.
I desperately need someone to feed me. But then there's like the bigger part of my brain takes over. That's like, you cannot expect anybody to be feeding you, like a partner. You need to have a system worked out for yourself already, to where you're like, because I have a hard time eating. Like, I need people to help feed me and whatever. But I can't like be expecting that out of a partner, you know?
Wait, stop. You're saying you have trouble eating, or
Yeah.
or like
Going to get the food in front of people, she has an
Oh.
issue. So I would
Okay.
make her a plate, and she'd be happy and eat it.
And it's like really uncomfortable to ask people like to help me like that, because it sounds so ridiculous. But I'm like, I will literally never go and get the plate. I will not eat, and it's not on purpose. It's like my body is so anxious, my brain is so anxious, and it's avoiding that situation. It's just to protect myself. But from what? Nothing. Like probably there's just a lot of awkward social interactions that are happening in the kitchen. A lot of people that I don't really talk to, and I'm scared I might say the wrong thing to. They might perceive it wrong, and now I'm like having this misunderstanding. And I was just trying to get some meatloaf, you know?
Yeah.
But at home, you feed yourself fine.
Yeah, at home I have like my own systems and whatnot. I mean, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's still hard. Like, but lately what I've been doing is I've just been making sure that I eat something for breakfast, and I eat something good and like wholesome. So that way, if I don't eat lunch, it's okay, because I know I'm going to hit dinner, because I can't go to bed without dinner.
I just can't understand either one of you. You could both do that.
I'm like you,
I need
Demi.
Several meals a day and snacks in between.
If they were put in front of me, I would
Susan,
eat them.
wait, can I just tell you, Susan and I will talk on the phone at night sometimes, and she's in bed and she's eating. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, I'm just having a snack before I go to sleep. I'm like, what, are you serious? Like, she brings
Cashews.
yeah, she has
Bags of snacks at this thing we were doing. She was eating some little
They
chips.
were in my
bed.
nightstand drawer.
my husband did all the cooking, and I honestly forget about eating. I don't think about it.
That's what it is. It's like my brain, it automatically, not on purpose, it thinks about like the things that I need to be doing, like my to-do list, and it's like eat.
Yep.
Automatically clean something. You know, like we're not doing that. That's a waste of time.
Yeah,
That
like
right
fold
there
that load of laundry. Fold that load of
I can't
laundry.
understand you two. I can't.
I've done really good with my breakfast and my dinner, and of course I always have dessert. It's lunch that I have a hard time with.
Ugh.
I don't
All right.
know
Well,
about
I know that just from what I've read that you've been really open about your experience with autism and sobriety. So tell me how you're doing with all that.
Great. I'll be 3 years alcohol free on July 24th.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you so much. And the autism thing, it's going great. I feel like it's still just as impactful to people to this day. Like, I still have so many people relating to the content I post about it and just replying to me with these messages, whether I'm helping them, which is like probably another AFAB, woman like me out there, late diagnosed, or people's children, helping them understand like their children's behaviors just by like hearing the reasoning behind mine. People's husbands, that one's been the most interesting to me, because I'm like, because I can understand so many like kind of like narcissistic or like mean men in my life, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty sure they're undiagnosed autism. And
Whoa, wait. Can you break that down for me? What you just said. I mean, can you just explain that a little bit more?
Yeah. So like autistic men can present, not all, but it's kind of typical that they present emotionless or lack of empathy. So a narcissistic person, has lack of empathy.
Got it.
So that's kind of just like a similarity. There's all kinds of
So many. Yeah.
Like
Well,
all
there's
the
such a wide spectrum.
Exactly. And also I feel like when you go undiagnosed autistic for so long, you develop a personality disorder because you have been traumatizing your brain repetitively, like telling yourself like, no, you can't do that. Like that's not what you're supposed to do. Like put your hands down or like whatever it is. And so you just, created a very
tight. Yes.
Yeah. Very terrible environment for yourself, and you're not true to yourself whatsoever. And so, I mean, it creates mental illness.
So once you know and you were diagnosed with this, did you feel better knowing that's why I thought the way I did, or?
Yes, but it also took time. It took at least a year for me to calm down. Like, because once I found out, like, this was like life-changing information, my whole world was shattered, and I was like, this is all fine. Like, there's reasons behind all of these things that I've ever had excuses for or something. I'm like, no, this all makes sense now. Like, I just need to go about it different ways with support, with a helping hand. And like, it's okay to need help. There's so much shame behind like needing help for things. And I had secretly, like, every step in my life, I had gotten with help along the way. Like, there was never something that I did 100% on my own, like getting an apartment. No, I didn't do that. Christian, the girl I was engaged to, helped get this apartment for me. Like signing up for classes in college. All my friends, I would go to one of them last minute. Hey, help me. What do I do? How do I sign up for the classes? Like, blah, blah. I was always needing help.
It was almost like you didn't trust your own judgment. Like you didn't trust what you...
No, I don't think she's saying she didn't know how to do it.
I didn't know how. I had no idea. And the anxiety of like trying to even get started on that was like, makes my whole body shut down, and just like, I would never go. I would never live anywhere. I mean, I haven't moved out of this apartment for 5 years. My rent is ridiculously expensive, but I'm not moving out because I can't make that whole thing. I would need someone to help me move, like.
Well, if you want to move, Kathy and I will come out.
I'll call Susan if I want to move. I know.
I'm a Cracker Jack packer. I just tell you, Demi, I can pack anything.
Oh, yeah.
Jasmine Romero, or wherever you get your podcast.
July 31st, 2024.
A combo meal.
Do you have any words of wisdom for others dating with any type of invisible or visual disabilities, whether it's autism or whatever? Do you have any words of wisdom for people that are trying to date?
Yeah. I think that I get asked a lot about if I'm neurodivergent, should I be looking to date another neurodivergent person, like another autistic person, or like, does it matter or what? And I think that the bottom line in any capacity of whatever you're looking for in someone, the most important thing is somebody who is willing to listen to what you say about yourself, respect it, try to understand it further, and be considerate of it, and never like use it against you or doubt you on.
And then you wouldn't have a problem, right?
But let me say, I think that's good advice for any dating situation.
Exactly. Yeah, it really is. And it doesn't really matter. You just need someone who's willing to understand you and in your way, not their way, your way.
So what way? So that leads me exactly to my next question, which is, what ways could a partner show up for someone with autism that you think would be supportive, that would show how supportive they are? What kinds of things?
Yeah. So I could just say like something that someone does for me. My friend Cecily, she's like my right-hand man. Like before we leave, we're about to go to an event or something. We just got ready. Right at the door, she'll have her tote bag because she knows I don't want to carry a big bag. She knows I just want to have my cute little purse that matches my outfit. So she has a tote bag, and she's like, hey, I've got your headphones in here. Do you have your loop earplugs? Let's get snack, water. Like, she just gets me a support bag. She'll even, like, if she finds a cute little teddy bear, she'll tack it onto my purse or something.
Because we carry our animals.
Yes, we love cute little animals around here.
We had little friends on the show, and then this giant teddy bear bigger than life.
I can't wait for it to get here. I hope they send it to me. So like whatever special interest your partner may have, like if they're autistic and like say they like cutesy little things, or whatever they're really into, showing them that you notice that about them by either talking about it or getting a little gift in regards to it. But really, it's as simple as just bringing it up in a conversation, because it's a special interest, and that gets us able to talk. Like, it's hard for us sometimes to have social conversations when, for me, if I'm like not interested in anything anyone's talking about, or like I don't know, I wasn't there or something, and just like desperately trying to insert myself without being so weird. But if it's like, that's why a lot of times I can bro out with the guys, so we could talk about video games, or like we can talk about some of these shows that I've been watching, because I watch a lot of shows that I guess were more male focused audience, but still completely wonderful for females to watch as well. But I just have, I love to just spew my special interests like that. So just noticing that about an autistic person means so much to us. And also taking our sensory sensitivity seriously, like our sound sensitivity. Like, it's so nice to me when somebody is just like, hey, Demi, there's about to be a loud sound, just so you know. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
So you're not startled. Yeah.
Yes, because it startles you inside and you're like, ugh, and your stomach drops and then you're like,
what was that?
Yeah, and then you're like, why is nobody else so freaked out by this?
Okay, I have a question for all three of us. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody's going to talk about this one. Do you think it's important to take breaks from dating or the pressure of dating? Do you think it's important? Like, I know for me, I was on dating sites forever, and the best thing that ever happened to me was going to do the Golden Bachelor, because I took a big break. And when I came off of it, I really wasn't interested in going back on the dating sites.
They're just, the people on the dating apps have never turned out well for me. They've all been kind of slightly aggressive, you know? Like, they got an attitude. I'm not here for any of the dating apps. I think it's so important for especially women, because I feel like we are so molded when we're young that our whole life is about
finding a man. Yes.
Yeah, finding a man, being a wife and mother. That's it. What about what we like?
Mm-hmm.
What about our interests? We have to establish our sense of self. We have to have hobbies. We have to have a safe space, like, you know, your own little nest or whatever. You need to have people, not even a bunch of friends.
What makes you happy?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you can't ever let that go. Like,
and I think that's the problem, though. I'm with Susan. You know, I really haven't dated. Literally ditto to what she said. I was on the dating apps. I really haven't dated since I came back from the Golden Bachelor. I'd like to, but you know, I think people
we're open. Yeah.
We're open to it. I think some people misunderstand who I am based on what they think I was like from the show, but that's a whole nother story. Mm-hmm. But I think in taking a break for me, it affirms my knowledge that I'm good. I'm a complete person by myself, and I don't
how
need
somebody would want you to be.
That's
you'd
right.
Be the perfect partner because you're good with yourself.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know, Demi, at your age, if you have found that men want to be wanted and they need to be needed, kind of thing. At our age, Susan, I don't think we're there. I don't think that's important to us anymore. But
these men these days, they want flowers. They want literally, like it's like that. It's like you have to prove yourself to them, and like I see my friends doing it all the time, and I'm like, stop cooking that man meals. You're not even his girlfriend. Like, what are you trying to prove that you would be a good wife? Like, no, don't let him get your cooking.
Is that what they're doing? Trying to prove they'd be a good wife? Well, not if I cook some Amanda meals because I like to cook.
I know. That's true. That is very true for you. No, my friends are picking up cooking as a new hobby all of a sudden. And I'm like,
oh God, I'm screwed.
How many times have I begged you to cook for me, begged you to make me a meal, and you never did, but you get a boyfriend and all of a sudden you're a chef? She's a chef every night. I mean, I'm talking to you. Makes me sick. I'm like, why don't we do this for our girlfriends?
But maybe she's having fun doing that. I mean, are they having fun doing that? Well, there you go.
She's having fun doing it now. Yeah,
that's what I mean. So that's okay then. Yeah.
I'm happy for her.
Yeah, you can't judge what works for other people. I just know that I have become much happier, and I'm okay being by myself. I'd like to find somebody else. But,
I feel the same way. Like, I'd like to, but also, like, I'm happy with myself. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong here.
Yeah.
Do you and your mom ever talk about it, since you're both, you know, starting a good relationship together? Do you talk about dating? Does she talk about it with you?
Well, I'm really anti her dating, like 100%.
Why?
Because my mom has an illness with men, and that leads to her being in prison. Like, every bad decision she's ever made is because she's ill with a man and like is doing everything because she's like obsessed with this man. Obsessive compulsive disorder runs in my maternal lineage. And most of them have it by like they put every single piece of their clothes in plastic bags in the closet, and they clean until 4 a.m. every night. Like her obsessiveness is over a man. So she internally obsesses in compulsive behavior. Like, I mean, it's just sickening to me. And so
I guess the short answer here is, Susan, she doesn't really take her mother's advice on anything to do with dating. I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that.
Absolutely not.
Well, that would be one not to take advice from.
My family.
Was she married?
My mom was married to my dad, and then they divorced when I was 3. And then she was married to this other guy for a little bit, and they got divorced. And then she got married by law to another guy. Dirtbag again, and now she's single, but I think she's maybe dating someone. But again, I think it's all bad news, and it's heartbreaking because I just think that she needs to focus on herself. Like, girl, you just got off probation.
Do you guys have a decent relationship?
We absolutely started having the best relationship once she got out of prison this last time, and it's still good. It's still very good, but like it is being tainted by her new relationship that she's having because I lose trust in her.
She has a pattern, and you've seen it and watched it. Sure.
And me and her mother talked about it because I called my granny and we literally hashed out for hours talking about how this is the pattern and it's happening again. And like, there's just nothing that we can do about it. Also, like, my granny doesn't help because she's very controlling. And like, so that probably is what created this whole issue to begin with at the very beginning of it all.
Yeah.
It all stems from something, but who are we to try to figure it out?
Yeah. And it's not like it's anyone's fault. Like, that's the thing is, like, I feel like whenever I say stuff like that, like, they could take offense to it. And it's like, I'm not trying to be like, you did this. I'm trying to just like explain. And so then we know what we can do now. Like, so if we know we're being controlling, we know now we need to just let go. Like, I'm not trying to shame them for it, but it's very hard it's hard for me to express stuff like that with tact, like, because it's just such a hard thing to deliver to the sensitive person.
Well, I think mother-daughter relationships can be tough anyway, and add in all this. I mean, it's tough. Yeah. It can be tough.
Do you have a daughter?
We both have a daughter. We both have 2 sons. We each have 2 sons, and we each have 1 daughter. We both have 3 kids each. And my daughter is my youngest, and she just had her first child. And, I took it as a great coup. She told me the other night that I was right, because I used to say to her, when you have a child, our relationship will change.
Don't you love that when they come back?
I told you this, Susan. She admitted the other night, she goes, Mom, you were so right. Like, she really needs my help. And we are much closer now, because there's nothing like having a child of your own to realize that your mother wasn't a mean bitch, isn't stupid, and didn't grow from underneath a rock yesterday. Oh, wow. What a realization. Yes, we are very close, but we had we are close, but we had our times. I'm very outgoing, and my daughter is not.
You have a very strong personality, and I love it. Like, I could tell, like, you're not going to back down from, like, you say something because you meant it, because that's it. So, like, I can see with the child, of course, there's going to be a little.
And my daughter is much more like my husband. Much more. She's quieter and more easygoing. But I think, Susan, that's why you and I get along. We're both very strong personalities. Mm-hmm. But I think men, we've talked about this, I think men struggle with women with strong personalities.
Definitely. And I'm kind of watching something on Love Island right now, and I could be totally wrong about it, but there's this guy and there's this new girl who just walked in, and she's super beautiful. And then there's this guy who's kind of like the hottest guy there. And like, I really thought he was going to go for this like new hot blonde. But he was like avoiding her and being so weird. And then when she tried to talk to him, he was like kind of being rude. And I'm like, he's literally so intimidated by her that he's like he's going to not even try, because he's afraid of that. I think he's afraid of that chance of rejection, because he's not
used to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you go for a girl who isn't like, I don't know, because everyone these days is a 10, but maybe a girl who hasn't been like a 10 her whole life, and so maybe she hasn't learned about these guys yet, then they go in and swoop them in and then play their games with them, screw them all up, screw them over. It's toxic dating cycle. Repeat. All these people just screwing each other over, ghosting each other, having sex.
What's the nation of saints
The getaway you and your family.
For over 100.
So I think I read somewhere that you've been celibate over 2 years. Is that correct?
That is correct.
3 years?
Yeah, 2.5. Over
2.5. Okay. And are you obviously you still are then?
Yes.
Okay. So you're celibate. Do you want to share?
What do you mean? Like
what
why?
made you? What made you choose that?
I didn't even choose it. It just happened. Like I guess after a year, I was like, all right, well, now it's going to really cost you to get in.
I mean, it's not. Let me just say, Demi, it's not the same thing. It's not like saying, hey, I haven't had ice cream in 2.5 years. I mean, the first year was easy. I just it's a conscious decision to be celibate.
Now I'm a little scared. I'm scared what I committed to. I'm like, hold on, I have to commitment. What's happening?
I'm sorry, Demi. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm celibate.
I am celibate.
I'm celibate, not out of choice.
I am actively choosing not to have sex with people, and it is because I whenever I was in high school, I was a prude. Okay, once I got alcohol, I became a whore, and it was great and it was fun. But without alcohol again, I'm a prude again. I just I think that I would have a hard time getting to the point where I would be comfortable enough to really be enjoying it. Like there was one person, the reason it's 2.5 years is because there was a person who I was with once I got sober, but I'd been with him whenever I was drinking. So like I was still comfortable with him in the bedroom and everything. But with somebody brand new, I don't know. I feel like it would just take some time. And also,
it's like starting all over again.
There's something sick about me that just is like, I don't want anybody to have the satisfaction, like I don't want them to be able, I don't want anyone else to be able to say, anyone else, because there's a lot of them that can say it, to be able to say that they had sex with me. I'm just like, no, I don't want to give you that. I don't want to give you that flex, because there are people who have girls who have been like, hey, have you dated this guy? He told me y'all dated. I'm like, no, we didn't date. We hooked up one night in college. Like what? So no, I want to be able to say absolutely not. Nobody is getting this cat.
So
wait a minute.
Think when will you be ready? Do you have any idea? Because you said you do want a relationship.
Yeah, it would just be when somebody I trusted someone enough with that, and really.
That you were dating for a while. It would take time. You're not just going to give it up.
I'm sorry, Susan. I have to point out something here. I've seen the flaw in this whole conversation.
What is that?
Demi is not dating. Correct, Demi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Therefore, she is celibate because she's only going to, quote, give it up to a guy she feels safe with, right? The fact that she's not dating, we have Houston, we have a problem. You have to date.
I went out and there was a group of hot men and women that were interested in me. I'd probably have sex with one of them that night. I gotta admit, I probably would. Or if somebody just slept over and was in the first thing in the morning and they start grinding on me, I'm in. We're doing it, Like I can't resist that. But that's just like
Which is why you don't let anybody sleep over.
Exactly. Because my body wants it, but my brain is like, no, this is toxic, messy.
This time is for you. That's right.
Yeah.
And you'll wake up one day and be ready. That's all. Not just to have sex.
I'm team slut, though. I encourage everyone to be a slut. Go through a slut phase. It's amazing.
Can I just say to you?
And I'm out of it.
Wait a minute. There are guys, mentioning no names here, that I've dated, and we've had this conversation. They're like, I love this line. Well, having sex is just a way to get to know you. I'm like, don't take a hike. Like, that is not. No,
you got to earn this, boy.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
and for anything, just to make them earn something, make them work for it, because you know how hard we're working for them. Look at how beautiful women are. We are all tens.
Wait a minute, Demi. No, Demi. I hope to God you're not saying you're beautiful for men, that you don't do your hair and makeup for men. I don't do my hair and makeup for men. I do it for me.
I mean, I do it for me, obviously now, but I'm saying in the general grand scheme of things.
All right, let's be true. Yeah. No, really, I do hair and makeup for men. Just the men that aren't out there.
It's for me. It's really for everybody, anyone who's interested, right? I'll take anyone I can get. Anyone. Yeah. Let's see. Anyone has a chance, but they've got to do you have the chance, you have to do something with it.
All right, so give me an idea of a great date, of a sober date. Give me a great idea of one. If you were going to go out there.
that involves like a little bit of adrenaline, like something stimulating, like
Go karts,
Bungee jumping.
I would say something like putt putt in an arcade, something like that. Laser
Something
tag,
physical that you're doing,
laser tag's a little scary. An amusement park, maybe. Something that gives us golf.
Golf.
Do you play golf?
You said you played golf in school.
Yeah, I was on the golf team in high school. I know how to golf. I haven't golfed probably since then, but maybe I'll have beginner's luck again.
But it's something you could do together. You're both doing something. You can have conversation. Like if you go to a concert, it's so loud you can't talk. You know,
yeah, that's miserable. And then a dinner date for me, it is. That sounds so
too
scary.
much. That's
awkward.
too much.
Like, oh my gosh, you might as well bring the ring with you. Going on a dinner date. This is serious. Like,
is it because of the food? Is it because of the eating thing?
Oh my God, that probably has something to do with it subconsciously.
I just want to say, you two must have been hysterical on that show. Susan's out, can't wait to figure out what she's going to cook next and who she's going to feed. And Demi's like, oh, there's some more food. I can't. I just
no,
can't.
she would eat my food. She ate my food.
I would beg for it. Where's the chicken cutlets?
All right, Demi, we usually have this little thing that we read from people that wrote in and we give our advice. Would you join us and give your advice?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You ready, Kat? This one is from Aubrey. She's 31 and she's from Chicago. Hi, Golden Ladies. I wanted to reach out for some advice. My girlfriend and I have been together for 4 years and we've lived together for 2. We both want to get engaged and get married to each other, but neither one of us is popping the question. I think we also both want to have the experience of being proposed to. And as a woman, we are a little nervous about the whole proposing thing. I understand that. I know it is some social, societal BS. I can't see, societal bullshit that is making us both hesitate. But I was curious if you had any words of encouragement or proposal ideas to help me get the ball rolling. I feel like I'm going to have to ask her first, even if she proposes to me later. But I just feel so much pressure to make it perfect. And I have no idea where to start. Any ideas are welcome. Thank you. Love you guys.
This is amazing. This is perfect.
Aubrey,
I proposed to a woman.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
This is right up my alley. First of all, this is incredible. And I highly encourage both to propose. I did that. And I would say that I was a little sourpuss about it. And like looking back on it, I hate myself for being such a little ungrateful.
What do you mean sourpuss? Why?
Like, why? I was like, I proposed. Like, why? I don't understand why you, like, I was just being a brat. Like, that was my thing. Why did you do it too? Like that. I didn't know what was happening. It caught me off guard. And I just like had a little like brat moment with it. But like looking back on it, of course you can see it so much differently. And I'm like, I'm such a bitch. Like I should have been like, you wanted to do it too. Like that was so sweet and special. Like, oh my God.
What if she proposes and the other one doesn't? Just accepts?
I think that, so with this girl, like propose first, you know, obviously you're going to have to go first. The other girl's not. And the only thing that really matters about the proposal is really like the words that you say, like the way that you make that person feel in that moment and like show how much you know them. You know, not just the things that I love that you do for me. Like, I love this person. It just makes people feel really special. And then after the proposal, you have a little conversation about like, hey, I know that you like, we both kind of wanted to propose. Be like, so I'm still going to be waiting for you to do it. Like, I can't wait for yours, you know, like give her that encouragement of like, I want you to propose too.
And yet another difference in this Pride Month, yet another difference in the hetero community. Susan, did you ever, when Dickie proposed to you, did you ever say, wait, stop, Dickie, hold on. Thanks. Yes, of course I'll marry you, but I want to now propose to you.
It has to be at a different time. No, a different time. Not at the same time.
No, I'm saying there was no. Let me be clear. Let me be clear, Demi. I could have been on the moon in a spaceship. I was never proposing to my husband. When he proposed to me, I was like, get off your knees and put the ring on my hand. We're done with this. Now, when are we getting married? Like did you ever think about proposing, Susan?
Yeah.
After Dickie
No, he
Dickie
didn't
proposed.
propose. Mine was totally different.
Oh,
We walked
okay.
down a beach in Maui's. Isn't this beautiful? He said, this would be a great place to get married. I said, yeah, it's beautiful. And we were just walking. And then 5 minutes later, he goes, well, I go, well, why?
Well, that's a proposal.
Exactly.
That's a proposal.
Do you even have a ring?
Yeah, but my
No, we
point
could
there,
go
you go.
get
You
one.
just
I was like,
proved my
I'm
point,
Italian.
Susan.
I need the serenade out
Yeah,
the window.
you
Where is it?
you
I'm
just
still waiting for the guy to get down on his knee. Anybody listening, be prepared to get on your knee.
I'm going to have to tell you, Susan, you don't know this. My proposal was very romantic. He took
I
me
don't
to a
wanna hear
lake
it, Kat. I don't
on
wanna
his
hear
knees.
it.
You'll make me the happiest man.
Listen,
Susan
all
got
right,
on
we
a
only
cruise
have
for
time
me.
for one more. So,
All right,
what do
all right,
what
here
did
we
we
go.
tell her? What we're all in agreement that go ahead and do it.
Do it, and also make sure she feels safe to do it too. Like,
Okay.
give her the encouragement to do it as well, because
Yeah, and proposal ideas, do something fun and creative. Do whatever.
I'm a
floats your-
hopeless romantic, so I would think of the best things.
yeah, the good grand gesture.
Don't or to quote another famous quote, she says, we hesitate. He who hesitates, in this case, she who hesitates is lost. So stop hesitating. All right, let's move on.
We have time
This
for one more. Go ahead.
All right,
Kat.
this is from Donna. She's 56 from Fresno. Hi, gals. I love you both so much, and I'm so excited every week when your podcast comes out. I wanted to write in with a question about my son. He is a very bright and sweet 29-year-old who has always struggled a bit socially. He has ADHD and severe OCD, but has so much love to give. Despite some struggles, he has a full-time job working in IT and recently moved out to live on his own. He's never been on a date, and he's such a lovely boy a boy at 29, sorry,
It's her
who I know will make someone so happy one day. He has expressed wanting to meet someone, but won't go on any dates with anyone I've tried to set him up with, and he won't use dating apps. Do either of you have any advice on how to encourage him to get out there? I also worry as his mom that people won't be kind to him, and he is such a sensitive soul. Ugh. Any advice is welcome. Thank you both so much. I got to zip it. What do you think, Demi?
I would say that she needs to stop trying to set up dates for him and stop trying to encouraging him to date. She needs to, the more she does that, the more he's not going to date. Like, you really have to just let him do this on his own. He will meet people on his own. He lives on his own now. He'll run into some girls at his local coffee shop or something. You cannot try to set him up with someone. I would never go on a date with someone my parents tried to set me up with, or I would probably hesitate to go on a date anyone tried to set me up with. That's just, well,
I'm going to say, Donna, I love you. We're mama bears, but your son is 29. He's not a little boy. He's a grown man. Give him the respect and freedom to find his own partner.
Amen.
And Donna, I know you're trying so hard to be a good mom. Like, I know that this is all good intentions from you. This is just a different perspective that maybe you needed to hear. Like, hey, he'll figure it out on his own. You don't have to worry about it, Donna.
Yeah.
Demi, you're the best. Thank you so much for giving out such great advice. And you know what? That does it. This went so fast for this episode of Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thank you again, Demi. I can't wait to be in your company again. Kathy and I are going to come out and see you.
I loved getting to meet you, Demi, and chat with you. I've heard so many great things about you. And thank you all out there for joining us. And be sure to follow Bachelor Happy Hour. If you enjoyed the episode today with Demi, you'll enjoy all the other ones that we have coming out. So make sure to follow us.
Make sure to submit your questions to us. You can go to bachelornation.com/golden hour or hit us up on social at Bachelor Happy Hour.
Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts. Until next time, see you later.
Ciao.